So guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is episode 2 and what we're going to be doing is doing the soundproofing, the insulation lining and also the fleecing. Now if you've seen the other video you know that I've gone with Dodo mat. That's with the, I think it's called, I don't have to look actually. Is it Easy Dead or Dead Easy soundproofing? I'll show you later on in the video. And then obviously their thermal lining and the fleece. So I have noticed actually after taking all the panels off it is very like tinny sounding, so we're going to get that fixed today. So let's get cracking. So what I did do yesterday was I went around all the little holes from where I lifted the floor up and I protected them with a anti-rust prohibitor and also used a metal proxy. I've gone for Evo stick metal proxy. I've filled all the little holes. I did that last night, so today they should be ready to stand down if I need to. I'm not actually too sure if I'm going to, because as you can see from each hole I've just sort of like squidged them in. So I sprayed it first to obviously protect the metal, and then I've put these on. Now these are absolutely solid now, so I can either sand them down to get them smooth, or I don't really think they're going to be too much of an issue as they are. So first things first, let's open up these boxes and let's crack on. As I said, Dodo thermal liner, that there's for the insulation and adding onto the soundproofing. Dead Easy Dodo mat, these are the soundproofers which should take away that tinny sound that I talked about. And then Dodo thermal fleece, which is going to obviously insulate the van even more so. Before I do any of the soundproofing, I'm going to go around and spray and protect all the areas of metal that have gone down to the metal and the paint has gone away, and for that I'm using Zinc 182 Rust Inhibitor Primer. Now this should obviously save us problems in the future and stop any rust or corrosion. The only thing with this is it's grey and I'm spraying onto white, but it will be covered by carpet liner, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. So I'm just currently going around all the holes at the minute. Now obviously I've taken the panels off because it is broken metal, so it's just better to protect them. Should probably be wearing a mask in here, but that's why I'm keeping the doors open. It's quite strong smoke, to be honest. It does look terrible because it's grey, but it's going to be covered. It's kind of like I cleaned this all out yesterday, lovely and white, and now I'm looking at this grey dots everywhere, but it's a means to an end. It's going to save us problems in the future. Now I did only buy the one box of these soundproofing mats because I do believe it's enough with it only being a short wheelbase van. So I'm going to crack on and see how we get on with them, but I'm pretty certain this should cover. If anything, I'm probably going to have some left over. And I did wipe down the whole van yesterday. It has been cleaned, but what I'm going to do is just give it another further wipe to make sure that the adhesive sticks correctly. I have heard that it's very sticky, but it's better to be safe than sorry. So we'll give it all a wipe down and crack on with the soundproofing. Now that's the majority of it done already. I've just got to get into all these little small gaps in and around obviously the wheel arch, which will be a bit of a pain, but you listen to the sound of this now. Would you believe it? The sound's gone. Completely gone. No, not really, but listen. I'm not too sure how much of that you picked up, but already there's a great difference there, so, you know, bravo to, I keep forgetting what their bloody name is. Dodo mats. Dead easy, and it's dead easy to apply. Well, it seems I've gone well overboard with how much I need. I've still got probably over half a box of soundproofing left. Now, I'm not too sure what this plastic sheeting was here, but I've took it off anyway because I want to get that insulated, and it's going to be covered up. I've obviously patched up a few bits in there. I'm probably going, you know, over the top with this stuff, but at the end of the day, it's going to be better to have more than less. I have heard people say that you don't need to do the wheel arches. People say you must do the wheel arches. I've got that much gear left now. It's not even in question. The wheel arches are getting done. I'm still uncertain about the back windows because I'm thinking about putting windows in there. But to be honest, with the amount I've got left, I may as well put one on there anyway until I decide whether I'm having them or not. But up tonight, yeah, easy to put on. Just got far too much. If anybody needs any of these Dodo dead easy mats, hit me up because I'm probably going to have a quarter of a box left. Obviously don't need to do these because these are where the windows are going. But yeah, really easy to apply. A little bit tricky inside the wheel arches and that, but very self-explanatory. So at this point I feel like I'm just in play school cutting out shapes and sticking onto little colouring books or something, but I suppose when I've got so much left it just kind of makes sense to use it. But I don't know whether this is overboard or not. As we say, more is better than less. So that's it. All of the soundproofing is on. I don't know if I've gone overboard. I've done all the sides, the arches, the back, even though I'm probably going to put windows in, there's no point in wasting them. Sealing over previous soundproofing. As I say, windows, no need. In these little gaps. And I've still got half a box left. And would you look at that absolute mess? I think we better clean that up. Well, that was easy. Time for a brewski. Is that a blue bin? Yes, I recycle, so make sure you recycle too, kids. Right, next up, Dodo thermal liner. So the Dodo thermo liner, basically, as it says on the box, high thermal efficiency, significant noise reduction, reduces condensation, which always helps because we don't want no damp in the van. Moisture is not good. Moisture resistant, closed cell foam, strong self adhesive. So it does what it says on the tin. I got, I believe, 10 meters of this stuff. I've probably gone overboard again, just like I did with the soundproofing, but you won't want to get halfway through and realise you haven't actually got enough. But let's have a look what's in here. Oh wow, I think there's quite a lot here. Oh, Jesus, that's a big old lump. So this is what we're doing next. This is going to go over the top of the sound deadening, and as I say, it will act as more insulation and more sound deadening. It will enhance the sound restriction. And then after that we'll put the thermo fleece in, which is just going to tuck into all the little nooks and crannies. So let's get on with it. So this stuff I'm not finding the easiest to put on, if I'm honest. The back, when you peel it off, sometimes it splits, so it's quite difficult to get off, and it's so sticky, so as soon as it touches, it's on. It's probably error due to myself though, to be honest, but voila. So what I've come to realise is, you don't need to be a perfectionist with this. It is all going to be hidden. There's many areas where I've tried to get it right, you know, right in the little angles and stuff. There's no need. You know, it's all going to be covered as long as it's adhesed to, or as long as it's stuck to the van and it's doing its job, then that's the important thing. But so far it's been quite time consuming this. It's just trying to get all the little nooks and crannies. I've done this here, obviously all these little gaps, they will be taped up with the aluminium tape. I've got this left to do, inside there, inside there, inside there, inside there. And this has been ongoing now for a couple of hours. So don't get it twisted thinking this is going to be a quick job, because I'm soon realising actually a lot of the things that I'm doing are taking quite a bit of time. It's been quite time consuming, but it'll be worth it in the end. It'll all be worth it in the end. I'll tell you what it's like putting this in. Have you ever played that game where you've got like, you're the doctor and you've got to put the organs without touching the metal? That's what it's like doing this. You're trying to get these square pieces in and out of these little holes without it touching the side, because it touches the side, well, not necessarily that, but it sticks and you can't get it back off. What I'm finding easiest is to do it in smaller patches, like little square patches, and then obviously joining them together, getting as much in as I can. But by golly, it is not, I wouldn't say it's enjoyable, it's tedious, but needs must. If we want to be in a nice warm camper van in the winter, which I probably will never be out in it in the winter anyway, but just in case, then we need to do this, don't we? Ta-da! I'll give you a top tip from Uncle Dino. If you got old man knees like me, you want to get yourself some knee pads, because it catches up with you kneeling on here for hours. Ooh, creaky old knees. So it seems again, once we have a little bit too much, I've still got this whole roll left. Now I have got to do the floor. I'm just uncertain about what I'm doing with the floor yet. I don't know if I'm going to set it on a frame or sit it on insulation and drill it in. I'm not too sure yet, so I'm not going to do the floor right now. So the next step is to do the thermal fleece, Dodo thermo fleece, and that's just going to be a case of basically just ramming it in all the little holes. Once that is done, that's enough for me today, because it's starting to get dark and I've been on this all day. So, but again, another very productive day. Happy days. All I'm doing here is using aluminum tape, as the Americans would say. Aluminium tape, as the UK would say. And what this is doing is just sealing these joints to keep the heat in and keep the condensation out. But yeah, if I can get them open, that is. Look at that! Looks like a piece of art. Looks like a lump of silver. Looks a hell of a lot better when we've got the aluminium tape. As you can see over there, it's just, can you see from there? It's just all bits and bobs. It's quite difficult to get the shape. That's brilliant! Rubbish. Brilliant! Rubbish. But we'll fix that one now. This stuff's like magic tape. It hides all my shoddy work. all my shoddy insulating. Under here, there's just loads of little bits, because obviously I was trying not to waste any, if you like. It seemed easier to just put the little bits on. But with this magic tape, you can't see that. The only problem is with it, it's very difficult to get open. Oh, come on. A few moments later. Here we go. Come on! Jesus. Here we go, here we go. Look at this. I found it's easier to pull this back like this, otherwise it just curls up because it's foil. And there you go. Look at that! And as I mentioned before, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the aluminium tape on these joints. So again, it's just one sealed unit there rather than gaps where condensation can break through. Now, I am going to end this video here because it's starting to get dark and I'm on a GoPro and the lighting it's never good at recording in poor lighting. But what I am going to be doing before the end of this day, as I say, is getting the Dodo thermo fleece in. It's just basically like an insulation, I think it's made out of recycled bottles or something, so it don't hold the condensation. But I'm going to be tucking that all into all the little areas. I mean, you know, it's pretty simple really. Tucking it into all the little gaps along here, and then that'll be that for today. It has took me a full day to do this, which I'm surprised. I didn't think it'd take that long, but it is a little bit fiddly in areas. But I'm going to end the video here, guys. Thank you very much for your patience and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. There is going to be further more. I do have windows coming. They've been ordered. I'm not too sure when they're coming, due to it being this time of year, but they're going to be put in next, and that'll be the next video. But again, thanks for watching. Do like and subscribe. Thank you. Goodbye.